What's up, guys, and welcome to the Climb to Change podcast. Today, I am here with two incredible guests. These people, I have been excited to tell their story and share it with you guys. If you don't recognize their faces, that is okay, but chances are you've seen them scaling the side of some building somewhere on this planet. They are incredibly talented. They defy physicality in their own ways. Welcome to the show, Alain. It is a pleasure to have you with us today.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you for coming through. And Alexis, welcome.
Thank you very much.
All right. So to kick things off, first of all, congratulations to the both of you guys for reaching the top of the Burj Khalifa. I think it is a feat in both physicality, mentally, I think literally and even figuratively, you guys have reached the top, you know? And I want to jump into a bunch of questions that I've had that I really would like to tackle with you. First and foremost, what went through your mind when you first heard you could climb Burj Khalifa?
Well, to be honest, it's like I didn't believe it at first. I was like, that's too much of an opportunity for me, you know, I'm only 23. I don't have as much experience as Alain for now. I was like, wow, this is crazy. Like, is this even real?
And for you, this was the second time you've done it, right?
Yeah, actually I did it in 2011, on the 20th of March. And I was a little bit frustrated because I reached the top at night. It was midnight, shortly after midnight. It was freezing and I couldn't really enjoy anything, I had only one idea. It was to go inside and, going back down ASAP. At this time, luckily, the weather was wonderful. There was an amazing sunset and I spent nearly 2 hours at the top. Even to the point that I was even dancing at the top, and I was really having a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, he was really scaring me actually.
Really?
Dancing at the top, yeah. But we danced a bit together, but yeah, he was scaring me.
That's super cool. And also, I think there's nobody else that could ever say they danced on top of Burj Khalifa. Like, nobody in the world can say that but the two of you. Okay, so obviously we're gathered because of the Climb to Change initiative. What can you guys tell me about it? What made you want to be part of it as well?
Well, it was an amazing opportunity to be able to do that and to send a powerful message. Because I think climate change is probably the only subject and the only problem that happens to all of us on Earth. And I think we need to be more aware of this. Like, as long as people are not aware and the message won't spread, there will be no change, especially for the younger generation like me, because we're the one that's going to have Earth on our shoulder for the next years.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a really good message that we show to the world, and I hope it will make something.
Yeah. Tell me a little bit more about the Climb to Change initiative.
For me, Climb to Change, it's very meaningful because as a human being, I have realized a long time ago that we are only borrowing our planet for a short period of time. And then we need to consider that there is plenty of generation ahead, and we need to preserve our planet. And I think over the last few decades, we didn't do enough.
How do you guys prepare yourself?
Personally, on my side, I have been climbing and I have been free soloing for nearly 50 years.
Wow.
So it's a part of my daily routine. Meaning, first I was climbing on rocks, free soloing on rocks, at the hardest level in the world back in the 90s. And then I did so many routes completely on the edge. And in 1994, I shifted into Berlin. Otherwise, I had the feeling that I was pushing the limit I was far too close to fall all the time. And then climbing buildings came as something much safer, easier at the beginning, and step by step, I have started to add more and more difficulties, like climbing the Sears, like climbing Framatome, or Holiday in Johannesburg, and doing really difficult stuff.
Yeah. Honestly, I don't think I've ever heard or thought I'd ever hear somebody say finding climbing buildings to be easier than climbing rocks.
It is definitely because what you get to understand on a building, when you climb on a cliff, sometimes You may have only 1 cm, even less.
Wow.
You may have even to do a dyno. A dyno, imagine you do a dyno on 1 cm stuff, and when you are grabbing something, you are nearly falling.
Yeah.
And then you got to go for the next one and the next one, and
So your drift must be
it can
amazing.
be really scary.
But I think to nuance this, there are really hard climbing routes and really easy buildings also. The thing with buildings is that there's a good thing that it's quite repetitive, so that
Sure.
usually you don't have to, you can expect what's going to happen, but at the same time, it's repetitive. So it burns the same muscle in your body.
Yeah.
So it's both good and bad.
So and how do you prepare physically for that?
I would say pretty much like Alain, except I've been doing this for way less years than him, so I've had less experience. But I just train like a climber. Actually, I don't have like.
Okay.
I mean, I wish I could tell like there's a secret.
And what? Okay. I mean,
like
so then what about your mental ritual? Like, what do you? Your mental preparation? Because it took you about 9 hours to climb. So how do you prepare your mind for something?
I would say that the mental preparation will come with the experience. You can't really prepare for something you've never done, so you just have to do it. Of course, find easy challenge for you and just grow like harder from make harder and harder challenge.
All right.
But the confidence you can have and the mental state you can get, like this flowy kind of state of when you free solo, you only have it through experience.
And question for you, like, do you have a ritual you do or something before you climb?
Not really, all the more with the Burj Khalifa, because first of all, I knew it, and second of all, I knew I was going to do it safely. So it's more like, okay, although the building itself is very difficult, but at the end of the day, it doesn't involve life and death. It's more like doing something difficult in a very safe way.
Right. That's beautiful. I love that. Other than the height of the building, obviously Burj Khalifa being the world's tallest building, were there any other difficulties that you guys have faced on this?
Well, the heat of the building, because, we were in the shade, fine, and along the way, part of the building was in the sun, and this is stainless steel, and it really burns. You can't even imagine. If you put one egg, you can
Cook it.
cook it on the building. Definitely.
Well, the good thing is that we started early, so the building didn't have much time to burn from at least like the first half. But we went through one section that was really tough. Actually, it was the easiest section to climb of the building, but it was really tough. Yeah, my hand got burned, but nothing too bad. It got better overnight.
Wow.
When you climb.
Oh, but you must have super grips too.
Well, especially him.
Yeah, I remember, because when I did it 12 years ago, there was a crack, and then this time I think they have had some problem with the leakage, and they put silicone inside it, and suddenly it's just like you are facing like something that is nearly impossible, and that makes it very challenging.
Okay, Alain, question for you. Before climbing with Alexis, do you give him any advice, any mentorship, any words of affirmation or something before you guys climb, or?
Well, we discussed with Alexis, because I was knowing the building, so I told him, it should be like this, it shouldn't be like that. But, it is only actually once you're on the side of the building that you are really discovering, he was on sighting the building, meaning he was not knowing it. He was discovering it,
Climb.
as he was climbing it. And on my side, it was nearly the same, because I was climbing a different side of the building.
Oh wait, so you guys were not climbing together? You're on different sides? Oh, the first time you did?
The first time I was facing the fountain, and this time I was on the other side of the building, and it is different.
Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah.
As I told you, all along the ascent, there is plenty of changes.
Yeah.
So I had to deal with some stuff that sometimes I didn't think that it would be that difficult. And, Sometimes there was some easy sections, but most of the time it was complicated.
A question: when you guys climb together, what is that like? Like, do you talk? What do you guys talk about? Yeah.
No, we don't really talk. When we climb together, we're both focused in our own tunnel, So we're like we're doing our own things, but we celebrated at the top, and we talked for like 2 hours when we were reaching the top. So
mid climb, you're just like tunnel vision.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, we don't really have this mental space to share anything, and to have anything else than just this focus mode, mental state.
Well, what if are there like pros and cons to climbing with someone, like positives and negatives?
Yeah, I would say that we're on a rope ascent like that. There's always only pros, because it feels because it feels good to be climbing with my buddy, of course. He's my childhood idol as well. So of course it's like not like a dream. It's more like when I was a kid, I was reading about him in the newspaper, and he was on the front cover.
Wow.
And he was on the front cover on the Burj Khalifa. And I was reading that.
Yo.
It was like kids' newspaper. Like,
yeah.
I was like 11, because when he climbed it, I was 11 or 10. I think I was 10 actually.
You're 23 now.
Yeah, I'm 23.
That was 2011.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And I was, wow, climb that. And nowadays I'm climbing with him alongside, like on the Burj Khalifa. So it was unreal.
Was there ever a climb that you've regretted? You're like, should have not done it.
Well, when I climbed from Atom, which is in my opinion the hardest building in the world.
Okay.
But the thing is, I didn't know that halfway through, the size of the crack inside would be changing, and I nearly couldn't jam my fingers.
Oh.
And at some point, I did it, but I just felt like, okay, I had no other option. Either I try or I fall now. Then I better try.
And then when you're dealing with such a scary moment, like what happens? Like, is it your just survival instinct? You can, or
it's interesting because at this very moment you don't think about anything. It's like the time is stretching. You are living like It's only like few seconds, but those few seconds looks like an hour. It's like the time is like suspended.
Wow.
And well, of course, when you make it, you're at the top, you're alive, you just think about it and you think, wow, I have been really on the edge, and it's completely not. But at the same time, now that I recall those moments I have spent on some very difficult buildings or on rocks, I'm just like, wow, I am kind of proud about my life.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah, I gotta agree with that. When you're in a difficult position and you have to focus, time is stretching. It's like every second, it's one.
Like it slows down, like in the movies, like goes.
Yeah. I think it's because of the focus. I guess it is. That's because it is.
I mean, so then why risk it all?
That's that's a tricky one. Well, I decided to live my life for something else at me, and those achievements mean more than my own life. More like in this is what I was meant to do, So what would I be proud of?
Like something larger than yourself.
Exactly. I mean, I see that as something larger than myself. I decided to put my life to the service of those achievements.
Wow. What about you? Why do you risk it all?
Well, I simply love it. I am most likely one of the person who has pushed the envelope to the very end.
Yeah, he really is.
Even guys like Alexis Landot, who climbed El Capitan, he said that this guy did things 30 years back that are completely crazy, completely insane, because back in the days, he was nearly climbing what was humanly possible with a rope.
Yeah.
This guy, he was doing it free solo.
Wow.
And then I don't even know how I did manage to get such a strong mental power, because it's not normal.
Sure, you're normal.
No, but seriously, I mean, this guy is the most underrated climber out there.
Yeah.
People don't realize how hard the buildings he climbed were, and how hard the natural, the climbing on rocks he did were. Like, it's Yeah, he pushed the limits like no other climber ever did,
Yeah.
and never had for the moment, and probably never will.
No, you guys are like real life superheroes. You're like you're like game characters, you know? That's awesome.
Well, I'm only 23. I still have a lot of things to do if I want to reach my goals.
I'm excited for you, honestly. I look forward to seeing all of it. So, Ella, in our research, we found out that, was it 1982 or something, you actually fell.
Yeah,
In
actually I fell, and really a bad fall, you know. I fell from 20 meters, free fall, hands down. I landed on some stones.
So you landed with your face on the stones. Hand,
My hands, actually.
first thing.
It is the reason why I'm still alive, but both hands, they completely exploded, tearing apart my flesh, my skin. I lost nearly half of my blood, and then I bumped my head, I cracked my skull, I fell in a coma, I broke up my pelvis, I broke up my knee, I broke up my ankle, I broke up my heel, I broke up my cheek, I broke up my nose, badly broken, actually we can see it. And when I reached the emergency in the coma, the doctor who was in charge at the emergency, he thought that most likely I wouldn't make the night because
You lost a lot of...
because of the blood.
Yeah.
The coma, he wasn't sure because they never know about the coma if the patient will be waking up or not. But when you have lost too much blood, then it's a big issue.
Yeah.
And finally, 1 week later, I woke up, and then I remember because one of the first thing I asked to the doctor is when I was going to be able to climb back. And then the guy explained me, look, I have been working as a surgeon for like 20 years, and I have never seen in my entire life some wrists and some hands so broken as yours. So he said, there is no doubt that you won't be able to climb back. He said, I am specialized on hands surgery, meaning this part of the body, this is mine.
Yeah.
This is what I am good at it, and I can tell you, your wrist will never function again. And that was like kind of, wow, like kind of a shock for me because it's like I was 19 years old. And for me, climbing was like, it was suddenly like my entire life was gone, was collapsing. And, and I came back, I have had to fight very hard to come back, step by step from the bottom. I remember because when I went back home after 3 months in the hospital, I couldn't even turn the key in the lock.
Of course.
I couldn't turn the faucet. I nearly couldn't do anything. I had no strength at all. And my hands were like that. That looks awful.
That's good.
But I'm a good fighter, actually.
That's what I was gonna ask. Like, how much time did it take before you can just normally use your hands like a normal person?
Didn't take really long. What I can tell you is that 2 years later, I was better than ever before. Okay. And 9 years later, I was the first person in the world climbing 513D free solo. So that's kind of mind-blowing.
There you go. I wonder where that doctor is today.
Oh, he's a good friend. Actually wrote the foreword of one of my books. And he said that I am a medical enigma.
Hey, but great place to be. What a story. And who am I to complain that, oh, I pulled my shoulder in the gym and decide not to train for like a week? No, when you broke everything and still came back,
Yeah, but if your shoulder hurts, you still need to put it to rest.
I mean,
physiotherapy.
No, we have to have it. And that's the thing. Like,
what is interesting is very often I'm receiving emails from people. Like recently, a guy, he said, well, because of what you have done, what you have achieved with your body so destroyed, I had a cancer and I healed from my cancer because you did really inspire me.
Yeah.
And those are the greatest compliment that I can get ever.
It's a lot of mindset. And I think as people, sometimes we're not sure or we doubt that, can I ever come back? Can I do this? Can I not? And there's this like doubt, but I think it takes a strong mind to say, or maybe a stubborn mind even. Okay, and do you ever have like a favorite moment, like a favorite climb?
For me, it's something I did on rock because I did climb free solo a route that called Pol Pot, and it is so random. It is so on the edge that it's nearly unthinkable free soloing this route.
Wow.
There's so much, I had maybe 50% to make it or 50% to fall and to...
And you made it.
And I made it, yeah. Wow, that was great.
Yeah, no, well then, what about you? Do you have a favorite climb so far?
You know what? Not yet.
Not yet.
I'll tell you that in maybe 5 or 6 years.
Okay,
But-
well, we'll have another sit down.
Yeah, oh yeah. I would.
No, Alexis is a very promising climber. He's from the new generation,
Yeah.
and I am really counting on him to do some of the buildings that I have climbed in the past. I know that one day or another is going to repeat it.
Okay. Well,
Yeah, I'll do anything to make you proud. I will work towards that. And yeah, I mean, I try to
I like his
keep the fire alive, you know?
I like his spirit, his way of dealing, of training, of actually he's having a huge understanding about what it is free soloing,
Yeah.
pushing. His limits are different than mine, but
Right.
he's also playing a bit. We need to be a bit playful for climbing free solo,
Sure.
Normal, average people, they are not doing that. Some, they stay home or they watch action movies, it's far less dangerous.
Well, I mean, for me, it started with an action movie. So yeah, well,
Okay.
Mission Impossible.
Oh, it started with Mr. Impossible?
Yeah,
Okay.
it started with Mission Impossible because when I saw that, I remember I was telling my dad, this is what I want to do. I want to be. So I called that stuntman of climbing without ropes. Which is
Okay.
a really long sentence just for free solo,
Yeah.
But after doing some research, because I was just mind blown, well, I tapped in, climbing without ropes on Google, and well, guess whose name popped up first? Obviously.
Of course.
Yeah, and since this day, I was just amazed and inspired. And yeah, I mean, as I said, I was watching the news, and he was always on the news for climbing buildings, and I was amazed. And I was reading my kids' magazine, those magazine you have with
Yeah.
kids when you're a kid, and he was on the front cover for climbing the Burj Khalifa.
Wow.
And I was mind blown. And nowadays, I'm climbing with him alongside on the Burj Khalifa. How crazy is this?
How did that feel to you?
It's I don't know yet. It's I need time to process, I think.
Yeah, because it's your origin story. You're like, this is where it started, and then yet somehow life still brings you guys together, and you get to climb with him.
Yeah, it feel like it's not even I don't know, it's made to be. It's because I've just been working towards my passion and towards my dreams, and not only working, but planning okay, how I'm going to get better, what buildings am I going to climb, what is the limit for me, how hard can I push it from now, and how hard am I going to train later to push it forward, and life brought us together, and I'm so thankful for that.
I love that. That is beautiful.
No, what is nice is he's young, he's 23, I'm 61. I am grandpa 7 times.
Oh,
And, but, my spirit, my state of mind is quite similar to Alexis. There isn't much difference. I'm still challenging myself. Of course, I used to be a Ferrari. Now I am more like a Honda Civic.
no, come on.
A diesel one. But at the end of the day, what is interesting is that my mind is still the same. I still feel very young.
Yeah.
When I'm with Alexis, I don't feel like I am his dad or his grandpa. I feel like he's my friend, he's my buddy.
Yeah.
Oh, that's beautiful. Eh?
Yeah, and we're 2 generations apart.
Earlier, I'm telling you, we were dancing at the top of the Burj Khalifa, 828 meters above the ground.
The videos are
dancing
fun.
like kiddos.
I mean, I'm sure you get this question a lot, so I want to ask it to Alexi this time. If you can talk to your younger self, so imagine little Alexi wants to become a climber, what advice would you give young Alexi?
I would give myself an advice, if I could see myself like, I don't know, like a teenager, I would like smack myself and be like, hey, train harder and train this way, and this way. Because the thing is that my problem is that I mean, it's not a problem because I will take entire responsibility for that. But the thing is that I haven't grown in a sports man family, you know. So I had to learn how to become professional by myself. And I lost so many years not training right. I've never had a problem with intensity because actually I've been training too much. I got injured because of that. I'm training around 5 or 6 hours a day for 5 or 6 hours a week, days a week. Sorry.
Yeah.
So I haven't had a problem with intensity, but my training plan was not correct for so many years, and I was, you know, not doing the correct things. Same for alimentation. So if I could go back to in the past and tell some things to my younger self, I would actually give him like training advice, like training plan and just knowledge.
Yeah.
Because once you have the knowledge, you can progress. You only need effort. Effort is easy. I mean, it's just effort is just effort. If you love what you do, you will bring the effort in. That's for sure. But the knowledge, that's where I was lacking of for, you know, a few years.
Yeah. That I completely understand. Because like I remember when I was younger, I wanted to like start fitness training, and I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just making stuff up that I've seen on some video somewhere, right? Whereas now, with professional trainers, with experts, now you're getting the right kind of information. So I get that. Is there, in your years of wisdom, a specific advice you would want to give to young climbers?
Well, first of all, maybe I wouldn't advise anyone else to climb free solo because somehow it is dangerous. So you need to get sure that you are doing it for the right reason. You know, nowadays all the more because with all of the social medias, we don't know anymore who is doing this stuff that is dangerous, whether it is for appearing on YouTube, on Instagram or whatever, or is it because you love it and this is what you want to do? I know that Alexis is not like that. He climbs because he loves climbing. There is a long time he has starting to climb, but there is, in my opinion, far too much people who are doing it only because they are gram for fame.
Yeah. So they're doing it for the wrong reasons.
They are doing it for the wrong reason.
Usually they're not climbers, though. You know, the people that would go inside the building through the stairs and take a selfie, like a dangerous selfie on the top, which is actually not dangerous. But the thing is that people still can get harmed doing that, and some people, you know, have
which by the way, just as a note, maybe to our viewers and our listeners, like, don't do that.
Yeah, don't do that. I mean,
don't go to the top of a building just to take a dangerous selfie off the side of it. Like,
this is definitely a very good advice because you know, climbing buildings free solo is a very, very small tiny niche. Yeah. But there is thousands and thousands of people who are doing rooftopping.
Exactly.
And usually they are the ones who are falling and who are dying.
Yeah.
They are not the experienced climber who are falling and dying. They are this kind of kiddos who are, they don't know much and they are doing stupid mistakes.
Yeah. And that's why I think for all our listeners and viewers, like, please do not do rooftopping. More on the climbing and your personal stories. Question for the both of you guys. How do you rise every day?
Oh, wow. That's a tricky question also. Well, I would say there are multiple ways of rising every day. The first one would be like all the goals, all the achievements at the end, they are the product of all your daily gesture, you know. So I think rising every day is also like doing small things every day, and that will, in addition, you know, make you closer to your achievements. That would be like my first way of describing it.
Okay. And what about you, Alain?
Well, me on my side, you know, I'm 61, so, you know, I've slowed down quite a lot, although I'm still motivated, but, you know, the body is not working as it used to be, a bit rusty, so... But at the end of the day, I'm still having goals. Of course, they are not maybe as difficult as it used to be, but at the end of the day, I'm still trying, you know, to push the limit because this is the way actually I am seeing my life. I like living on the edge. This is the way it is.
Well, if you like living on the edge, then what are you afraid of?
Actually, I'm afraid of myself because I know that I am a guy who is doing things. If I am having an idea on my mind, I know that I'll do it.
Oh yeah.
And sometimes it scares me.
Yeah.
Meaning I'm afraid of myself.
What about you?
That's a great answer. Oh, well, I'm afraid of everything I can't control. Basically, this is why I love free soloing so much, because when you're free solo, you get to a point where your life depends on yourself and only on yourself. So you're 100% independent with the pros and cons, obviously.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, in the daily life, I'm scared of a lot of things, well, there's so much situations that we can't control. And we risk our lives every day without realizing it. That made me really scary. Like the fact that we probably in our lifetime are really close to losing our life probably 10 times in our lifetime, but we don't even realizing. Because maybe you're in the highway and you've been really this close from passing away, but yeah, you just got lucky. And I don't want to be lucky. I want to work so this way I can survive. And this is why I love free soloing, because when I free solo, there's no luck.
Yeah.
You're gonna survive because you're trained or you're not.
Yeah.
And that's what I love. It's just binary. And if you know you're gonna make it, then you don't have to worry.
That's
Because
amazing.
It's all on you.
Yeah.
Nothing else is going to.
So you can always bet on yourself.
Exactly. Yeah.
I like that. I think somewhere I remember seeing, they said that luck is hard work and opportunity meeting at the same time.
Yeah.
And that's what creates luck.
Yeah.
Yeah, but at the same time, me, I have climbed sometimes at 50-50.
Yeah.
So it means that, I don't know, deep down, I had the feeling, it's more like an act of faith. Faith into the invisible. It's a feeling that I am going to succeed. I cannot prove it.
It's beautiful. Like you go through life collecting these incredible memories,
Yeah. Well, the thing is that with Alain, I like to say this, is that people who don't know climbing will go, oh, Alain Robert, oh yeah, he's crazy. I mean, he's crazy. But the truth is that they don't know about climbing. They don't know about free solo. But climbers, they'll go, no, he's not crazy, actually. He's a free soloist.
Yeah.
But climbers who know him personally and what he's done, really in deep, they know he's crazy. Because the things he did, like he said, you need to have faith.
Yes. No, it's totally.
Because those routes that I did, you cannot rule it with your muscles. So although you are training like a mad, it's useless. You are doing some random movements like dinos, like using insignificant friction with your feet. And there's a part of, it's just faith.
Yeah, it's a lot of...
It's not something that, even though you are pulling your body 2,000 times on a bar, which is not the right training, but just to tell you, even though you're having the biggest muscles in the world, this is random. You cannot change it. So you do it because you think that you can achieve it.
Yeah.
But there again, faith.
Yeah. I think faith is such a powerful place for us to kind of bring this all down to a close and wrap it up, because I think it's on us to find a way to live a greener way to rise together and treat life with faith. The preparation, the hard work, the mental and physical work that goes into there. But a big part of it is having deep faith that we will always make it. And I think that is such a powerful place to kind of bring this all together and wrap this up. And honestly, I am truly honored and blessed to be in your company. Thank you both for your time today.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. You guys truly are superheroes. I appreciate it.
Thanks.
And to our dear viewers, thank you for being with us on this. To our listeners, I hope you guys enjoyed listening to this as much as we enjoyed making it. I have had an incredible time. Please stay tuned. We'll see you on the next Climb to Change. Take care.
Thank you.
Peace.